Welcome back to our legal corner. Have you ever wondered that what law is applicable on transfers of property? Let's say I have a property and I want to transfer that property. तो क्या उसके ऊपर ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट अप्लाई करेगा या फिर सक्सेशन एक्ट अप्लाई करेगा? क्या वो जो प्रॉपर्टी है will it be transferred from one party to another party by a contract, or there is some other mode also of the transfer of property? Today in this video, I will be discussing what is transfer and how do we transfer an immovable property and it falls under which law. Hi, I'm Mrs. Kritika Singh, the director of Efficacious Judicial Law Academy. It's been over a decade that I have been helping and supporting students to qualify judicial services examination. So let's understand what is the meaning of transfer of property. Transfer of property means any transaction by which the property passes from one person to another person. That is called as transfer of property. So this transfer can be either by act of parties or by operation of law. So when the transfer of property is done by act of parties, in that case, Transfer of Property Act is applicable. And if the transfer is by operation of law, in that case, TPA is not applicable. वहां पे फिर हम और acts apply करते हैं, जैसे कि Succession Act. But what do you mean by act of parties? Act of parties means जहां पे हमारे पास दो living persons हैं. We say that the transfer is inter vivos. Inter vivos means between two living persons. So when the property is transferred by A to B, in that case, the property is transferred under Transfer of Property Act and the mode is called as sale. उसका बेस रहेगा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, दोनों पार्टीज के बीच में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा, but the transaction will be called as sale and it will be governed by Transfer of Property Act. But if the transfer is by operation of law, now what do you mean by operation of law? That means automatically transfer. Let's say there is this A who has died in an accident and he had certain immovable property. अब वो जो immovable property है, उसका जो मालिक है, उसकी तो डेथ हो गई है. अब उस प्रॉपर्टी का नेक्स्ट ओनर कौन होगा? दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज बेस्ड ऑन दिस प्रिंसिपल कॉल्ड एज रेस न्यूलिस. रेस न्यूलिस मीन्स दैट द प्रॉपर्टी कैन नेवर बी विदाउट द ओनर ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी. सो वेयर ए मीट्स विद एन एक्सीडेंट एंड ही ओन्ड सर्टेन प्रॉपर्टीज, अब उस प्रॉपर्टी का मालिक कौन रहेगा? वो ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रांसफर कर जाएगी टू द लीगल हेयर्स in case there is no will made by Mr. A. So जो वो automatic transfer है उसको हम कहते हैं transfer by operation of law. So transfer by operation of law के अंदर हम जो property है वो succession के through transfer होती है या फिर by will transfer होती है या even by the order of the court. The will is governed by the Indian Succession Act, and where a party dies or where a person dies interstate. Interstate means without making any will. In that case, it is governed by the personal laws of succession. And jahan pe the property is transferred by act of parties, in that case, the Transfer of Property Act is applicable. Wahan pe transfer jo hai, it can be by sale, it can be by mortgage, it can be by lease, and all these topics are covered under TPA. So if you found this video informative, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have detailed videos on various subjects, that is EJ Law Academy by Mrs. Kritika Singh.